गिरिवरधारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी वल्लभा चोदनंदना कृष्ण रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदनंदना व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदनंदना व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदना व्रजजन रंजन यशोदनंदना व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे राम हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाचचादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हराय नम कृष्णाय यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय हरे हराय नम कृष्णाय यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः गोपाल गोविंद मधुसूदन गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन गोपाल गोविंद मधुसूदन गिरिधरि विपिनदमदनं श्रीचैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गीता हरि बोल वैष्णव भगवत गीता श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघु हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय बलदेव स्वामी जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय सुभद्रा माते जय सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ स्वामी पदगामी नयन पदगामी भावती जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पदगामी नयन पदगामी भावतु निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो हरि जय सचिनंदन जय सचिनंदन हरि पतित पावन पतित पावन हरि जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव जय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा नेक्स्ट कंटिन्यू ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्कितं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवतिर्नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रये नमो ब्राह्मणदेवाय गो ब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो ओम नमः ओम नमो कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने विषय नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामे नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरे नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरे गौरवाणी प्रचार विशेष शून्यवादी पाशस्ते स्थापित जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Hope my voice is audible. I just put my headset. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I'm sharing my screen. Hope everybody able to see it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, 1 second. Stop sharing. Hare Krishna. Danot Pranam. Prabhuji's Mataji's. Hare Krishna. Usha Mataji. Danot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Praveen Prabhuji. Puja Mataji. Danot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Nirupam Mataji. Danot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Shilpa Mataji. Danot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Giriraj Prabhu. Danot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Satya Prabhu. Danot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Lilananda Prabhu. Danot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Vinla Mataji. Danot Pranam. Hare Krishna. Danot Pranam. I have no qualification to study Bhagavatam. In fact, I have no qualification to touch even Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. It is just mercy of Lilananda Prabhu and Balagovinda Prabhu. Okay, I'm just trying to read and understand. That's all. Absolutely, I have zero qualification. Thank you, Lilananda Prabhu. Thank you, Balagovinda Prabhu. Okay, for showing mercy on me. Hare Krishna.
All the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhuji. None of us are qualified. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Continuation of yesterday, Nirupamataji session, which is 5.8, which we have completed yesterday. So today we are going to further study. Yes, so yesterday we have seen that like the deer. Okay, Bharat Maharaj has took the birth of deer, and then the fortune what he got is like he remember. Okay, he could remember everything. Okay, what all the problems he had. He could remember everything, and in the deer life also he remembered that. And now in this chapter, he took the birth of Jada Bharata, that is called as Jadabharata, and what how he has how he has acted, okay, how he participated in the pure devotion service. Okay, in this chapter we will see that. So this particular chapter has total 5 sections. Okay, total 5 sections it has. The first section deals about Jadabharata's birth, and he's tried to avoid the bad association. That is what first section we see. That is 1 to 3, and then the next section we see 4 to 7. That is his father attachment to Jadabharata. So his father, okay, tried to because like so he feels like he behaves like a madman. Okay, he doesn't learn Shastra, or at least like outside, okay, world. Um, and he had a lot of attachment with Jadabharata. Then after that, his father left, okay, and then sloka 8 to 11, okay, we see that Jadabharata mistreated, okay, by his brothers, by his relatives, and all that, that we see in sloka 8 to 11. And then sloka 12 to 16, we see that dacoits try to sacrifice, okay, Jadabharata to Kali, that we see in the section 4. And then the last section, Kali, okay, comes from the deity, okay, and protects Jadabharata and kills all the dacoits. That is what we see in this section 5. Okay, total this particular chapter has 20 slokas and very very nice purports we are having now, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So let's quickly move into this. So the first section which we are seeing, Jadabharata's birth. and avoidance of and how he is going to avoid the bad association that we are going to see. So the first section, first translation. So Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued explaining something like this. My dear king, okay. So he's explaining Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. After giving up the body of deer, Bharat Maharaj took birth in very pure Brahmana family. Okay, this was a Brahmana. Okay, there was a Brahmana who belonged to the dynasty of Angira. Okay, he was fully qualified. Okay, the Angira is fully qualified with the Brahmana qualifications, and he could control his mind and senses, and he had studied the Vedic literatures and other subsidiary literatures. He was expert in giving charity, and he was always satisfied, tolerant, very gentle, and learned and non-envious. So that is the qualities of the Brahmana. Okay, the father of Bharat Maharaj had. So what are the qualities? Okay, he has expert in giving charity, and always satisfied, and always tolerant, and very gentle, and learned, and always very non-envious. These are the qualities of Brahmana. Okay, he was a self-realized and engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. He remained always in trance. He had a 9 equally qualified sons, okay, by his first wife. So this Brahmana has 2 wives. So he has a first wife. First wife has 9 qualified sons, and the second wife begot twins. So one is a brother and a sister. And for the second wife, he has brother and sister, of which the male child was said to be topmost devotee and foremost of the saintly king Bharat Maharaj. Okay, so in that twins, one is Bharat Maharaj took the birth. Okay, this then is the story of the birth he took after giving up the body of deer. Okay, yesterday we have seen the body of the deer. That we will see the purport. So his father has 2 wives. Then uh, first wife and second wife. First wife has got 9 equal qualified sons, and the second wife got twins. One is son and the one is daughter. In that, the son is Bharat Maharaj. So Bharat Maharaj was a great devotee. He did not attain success in one life. That that is a purport we are going through. Now in Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said that the devotee who is not fulfill the devotional duties in one life is given the chance to born in a fully qualified Brahmana family or rich Kshatriya or Vaishya family. Okay, so it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 6.41 Suchinam Srimatam Gehe. So it is very clear for all of us. Okay, if a devotee is not successful, so the devotional service is going to continue. Okay, so a devotee will take a birth in a devotional family. That could be in a Brahmana family or Kshatriya family or Vaishya family. That is the confirmation we are getting from Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. That Prabhupada is re-emphasizing that here. So whatever bhakti we are doing, it's not going to be wasted for us. The Bharat Maharaja was in the first born son of Maharaja, okay, Maharaja Rishabh in a rich Kshatriya family. Okay, that Prabhupada is explaining his previous birth. But due to his willful negligence, yesterday and the day before, yesterday and last week we have seen, but due to his willful negligence of his spiritual duties, yesterday Nirupama Mataji so very nicely explained. Okay, what happened? Okay, willful negligence of his spiritual duties and his excessive attachment to an insignificant heir. Okay, he was obliged to take the birth as a son of deer. However, due to his strong position as a devotee, he was gifted with a remembrance of his past life. Okay, that is his gift. That is his gift. What is the gift? He was gifted with the remembrance of his past life. Being repentant, he remained in a solitary forest. Okay, and always thought of Krishna. Then he was given a chance to take birth in a very good Brahmana family. That is what happened in this life. Let's move to the next sloka. Due to his being especially gifted with a Lord's mercy, okay, Bharat Maharaj could remember the incidents of his past life. So he remembered everything, what happened in his original life, how he connected to deer, And then the next he took the birth of deer. That all he remember. Okay, that's a great gift which he got from Lord. Although he received the body of Brahmana, he was still very much afraid of his relatives and friends who were not devotees. See here, this is very great thing. See, what is that here? He was very much afraid. Okay, he's afraid of relatives and friends because they were not devotees. They were maybe pious activities, but they were not devotees. Okay, Bharat Maharaj is aware of that. So he was always very cautious, such a association, because he feared that he would again fall down. Because he know the previous birth what happened. So he was very utmost cautious now that okay, if I get an association with the non-devotees, there is a high chance that I may fall down. So he's very careful. Now, consequently, he manifested himself before the public as a madman, dull, blind, and deaf. So the others would not try to talk to him. See how he is avoiding the attachment, okay, with the non-devotees. See here, this is very important. In front of the public, okay, in the eye of like he was just acting like a madman. It's like a dull, blind, and deaf. And others would not talk to him. They are not interested to talk to him. So that automatically he will avoid the association with the non-devotees. It's not at all easy, such an intelligent person to act like a madman. It's not at all easy. He's a very highly intelligent person. In this way, he saved himself from bad association. See, the true translation. In this way, he saved himself from a bad association. Within, within, he was always thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord. See, outside he was looking like a madman, dull, blind, and deaf. But within, he was thinking always of the lotus feet of the Lord and chanting the Lord's glories. Okay, he's always chanting the Lord's glories, which save one from the bondage of fruitive action. So if he does any kind of karma, automatically fruitive action will come. Okay, fruitive karma, positive karma. But instead of that, what is that he is doing? Okay, he was always thinking the lotus feet of Lord and chanting Lord glories, so that he will completely avoid the bondage of fruitive action. In this way, he saved himself from the onslaught of non-devotee association. So there is always a takeaway for us from here. So interact with the non-devotees to the extent required. That's all. So Prabhuji also mentioned so many times, Lilananda Prabhu and Balagovind Prabhu mentioned in their sessions. Okay, interact to the extent required with the non-devotees. So that is a takeaway lesson for us, for all of us. Okay, from this translation. Let's move to the purport. Every living entity is bound by different activities due to the association modes of nature. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Karanam Gunasangyosya, okay, Sadasadhyoni Janmasu. This is due to his association with the material nature. Thus, he meets with a good and evil among various species. We get a different types of bodies. We get a jiva get into a different types of bodies. How many? 84 lakhs, 8.4 million species, according to our karma. So whatever karma we are doing in this life, so there is a chance to get this one of these 8.4 million. Okay, karmana daiva netrena. We work under the influence of material nature, contaminated by the three modes, and thus we get certain type of body according to superior order. This is called karma bandha. To get our karma bandha, one must engage himself in devotional service. So how do we get out of this karma bandha? That is the only way is connecting ourselves, engaging ourselves in devotional service. Then one will not be affected by the modes of material nature. Okay. So what is that he's saying now? Um, there is one Bhagavad Gita sloka which is mentioned in 14.26 that we will read it once. Manchayo vibicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati tvaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So what is that? But this particular sloka is telling one who engages in full devotional service, one who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. To remain immune from the material qualities, one must engage himself in devotional service. This is the perfection of life. That is what is telling in 14.26 in Bhagavad Gita. When Maharaj Bharat took birth of Brahmana, when he took the birth of Brahmana, he was not very interested in the duties of Brahmana. See, there will be some kind of duties are there with Brahmana, right? In fact, he is not even interested for such kind of duties at all. But within he remained in the pure Vaishnava. See, he took the birth in a Brahman family, but actually he was Vaishnava because he remember everything. Okay, he has full knowledge. Okay, by the time he took the birth. Okay, that is a great thing of Bharat Maharaj. Always thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord. So advised, okay, as advised in Bhagavad Gita. What is that advised in Bhagavad Gita? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhvajimam namaskuru. Okay, Lilananda Prabhu and Balagovinda Prabhu emphasize this particular point so many times, especially on morning Bhagavata sessions by Balagovinda Prabhu. So this he reads so many times. Okay, this particular line, okay, from Bhagavad Gita. Manmana bhav madbhakto madhya jimam namaskuru. The process by which one can be saved from the danger of repeated birth and death is remembering Krishna. Always Manmada Bhav Matpakto Madhva Jivam Namaskuru. Hare Krishna. Hope my voice is good. Okay. So I'm just moving on.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So we are moving into the sorry, one second. Section 2. Fourth sloka. Translation. So the Brahmana father's mind was always filled with affection for his son. So we know, okay, a father and mother the affection will be there in all their kids, but the more affection will be there if their son or daughter is not well or is not properly well. Okay, and if the son or daughter has some kind of a special problem, then they are more affectionate towards that particular son or daughter, right? It's exactly the same happened here. So the Brahmana father mind always filled with the affection of his son on Jadabharata. Because all the nine sons were doing well. They all following the principles, rules. They are doing very well. But only the Jadabharata is behaving differently. So he has a special affection on his son. Therefore, he was always attached to Jadabharata. It's very, very normal, right? Because Jadabharata was unfit to enter into Grihastha ashramam. He was simply executed the pure factory process up to the end of Brahmacharya ashramam. Okay, this is what happened. So because Jadabharata is not behaving normal, he was just like a madman. So, so what is been entered till Brahmana ashramam, Brahmacharya ashramam only. So he has given the instructions. Although the Jadabharata was unwilling to accept his father's instructions, Brahmana nonetheless instructed him to how to keep the clean and how to wash, thinking that the son should be taught by father. He was telling how to wash, okay, how to make it clean and all that he was teaching. Okay, few fundamental things like Brahmana's father, Bharata's father is teaching. But like he is not aware that the qualities of Bharat Maharaj, okay, Jadabharata. He was like extraordinary soul. Okay, he's actually a pure Vaishnava. Okay, so let us understand few more details in Papat. Anybody wants to read Prabhuji Mataji's? Okay, the Papat, few lines. Okay, fine. I will read the Papat. Jadabharata was.
Shall I finish, Prabhuji?
Go ahead, Mataji. Yeah, you can read.
One second. Complete the Shri Prabhupada, Tathapati Jai. Yadbharta was Bharat Maharaj in the body of a Brahmana, and he outwardly conducted himself as if he were dull, deaf, dumb, and blind. Actually, he was quite alert within. He knew perfectly well of the results of fruitive activity and the results of devotional service. In the body of a Brahmana, Maharaj Bharata was completely absorbed in devotional service within. Therefore, it was not at all necessary for him to execute the regulative principles of the fruitive activity. As confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Svanastistasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. One has to satisfy Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the perfection of the regulative principles of the fruitive activity. Besides that, it is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharmaha Svanastistah Pumsam Vishwaksena Katasiyaha Notpatit Yadi Ratim Shrama Evadi Kevalam. Duties, shall we, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, complete Mataji. Yeah.
Yeah. Duties, dharma, executed by men, regardless of occupation, are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the Supreme Lord. These karma kanda activities are required as long as one has not developed Krishna consciousness. If one is developed in Krishna consciousness, there is no need to execute the prior regulative rituals of karma kanda. Srila Madhavendra Puri said, "O regulative principles of karma kanda, please excuse me. I cannot follow all these regulative principles, but I am fully engaged in devotional service." He expressed the desire to sit somewhere beneath a tree and continue chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Consequently, he did not execute all the regulative principles. Similarly, Haridas Thakura was born in a Mohammedan family. From the very beginning of his life, he was never trained in the Karmakanda system. But because he was always chanting the holy name of the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted him as Namacharya, the authority in chanting the holy name. As Jadabhakta, Bharata Maharaj was always engaged in devotional service within his mind. Since he had executed the regulative principles continuously for 3 lives, he was not interested in continuing to execute them, although his Brahmana father wanted him to do so. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna Dandavat. Wonderful lady. So, Jadabharata, okay, in the body of Brahmana, outwardly conducted himself as a dull, deaf, and dumb and blind. Dull, deaf, dumb, and blind. Okay. Actually, he was quite alert with him. This is very important. So, how we are looking may be important, may not be important, but how you are inside, okay, how alert you are with him. He knew perfectly well the results of fruitive activity and the results of devotional service. He is very, very clear on that. If I start working on the okay fruitive activities which a Brahmana does, okay, like how his brothers were doing it, he is very clear. Versus what is the result of devotional service? He is very clear. If I do the devotional service, okay, then I will go back to Krishna. He's very, very clear on that. So in the body of Brahmana, Maharaj Bharata was completely absorbed in devotional service within. See, within was 100% doing devotional service. Therefore, it was not at all necessary for him to execute a regular principles of fruitive activity. So he doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to do that at all. So now there is an important point came which I have put it in a green color. See, duties, dharma, executed by a man regardless of occupation. Yeah, that we are doing that. Are only so much useless labor. Okay, whatever duties we are executing, no, they are all useless. It seems if they do not provide attraction for the message of Supreme Lord. Somebody is working 10 hours, somebody is working 12 hours, somebody is working 14 hours, somebody is working 18 hours, somebody working 24 hours. Whatever labor we are at, okay, if they, whatever we are doing, whatever work we are doing, if that is not giving attraction to the Supreme Lord, whatever do you are doing is a waste of time. Even if you are in temple doing some service, but is it giving attraction to Krishna? If so, good. Otherwise, no. That is karma kanda. These karma kanda activities are required as long as one has not developed Krishna consciousness. See, the karma kanda is required as long as one is not developed Krishna consciousness. If one is developed in Krishna consciousness, there is no need to exhibit pre-regulated principles of karma kanda. Here, sometimes Prabhuji's Mataji, we get a confusion. Okay, there is some karma which we need to do. Okay, so because we are in Krishna conscious, should we do it or we should not do it? So this para here, it is mentioned that we don't need to do, but we have to be very careful. What is that careful thing? Will come in second para. I will explain. Here, Srila Madhavendra Puri said, "Oh, regulative principles of Karma Kanda, please excuse me. I cannot follow all these regulative principles, for I am fully engaged in devotional service." See, he expressed the desire to sit somewhere beneath a tree and continue chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Consequently, he did not execute any of the regulative principles. Now the question comes to us. Suppose we are in Krishna conscious, fully Krishna conscious, or I have attracted to Maha Mantra. Means, are we like, are we get attracted to sit anywhere and able to chant? Just like, are we able to do that? If we are able to do, yes. But I don't think so. Okay. Do we have that level of attraction to Maha Mantra? So that is a question we have to ask ourselves. If you do not, it is like naturally it has to come, the attraction. Okay, not imitating. Naturally it has to come. That is very important point. Then we can leave any of the karma kanda which is being mentioned. But like otherwise, you have to do the karma kanda. So till karmas, okay, whatever the mandatory karma kanda. I'm not saying that like there is so many karma kandas, but like you don't need to do everything. But like at least the mandatory things, okay, which okay, giving tarpanas to your forefathers, okay, all that is required, okay, because we are not 100% fully connected to Mahamantra. Okay, till that time, yes, Karma Kanda, following it is also, we have to see Krishna even in that Karma Kanda. That is very important. Similarly, Haridas Thakur, he was not doing anything else other than chanting 24 hours. He was doing 192 malas every day. Similarly, Haridas Thakur was born in a Mohammedan family from the very beginning of his life. He was never trained in the Karma Kanda system. Because he was always chanting the holy name of the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted him as Namacharya, the authority of the chanting of holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and everybody in our sampradaya, not where you are born is not important, but after you took the birth, how much you connected to Krishna, how much one is connected to Maha Mantra, that matters. Okay, that brings a progress on our bhakti. As Jadabharata, Mahabharat, as Jadabharata, Bharat Maharaj was always engaged in devotional service within his mind. See, this is very important. Within his mind, he was always doing the devotional service. Since he has executed the regulative principles, he had executed regulative principles continuously from 3 lives. He has executed the regulative principles continuously in 3 lives. He was not interested in continuing and executing them because he know, okay, what all he has done in the previous life. He's perfectly 100% executed, okay, regulative principles and all that. Now he was not interested in continuing and executing, although his Brahmana father wanted him to do so. So this is very important. Hare Krishna. Let's continue. Next to sloka. Uh, so there is no purport for this. We have only translation. I'll quickly read the translation. Jadabharata behaved before his father like a fool, despite his father adequately instructing him in Vedic knowledge. Okay, he's asking him to study Vedic study, but like he know what happens if he does the Vedic study. So it's going to be some regulative principles and then some fruitative actions. We know that like most of the Vedas has fruitative actions, so he's very clear. So he's very smart, very intelligent. He don't want to waste a single minute in this life. Okay, he can't afford to waste a single minute, okay, without doing a devotional service. That is what, because he already know the summary of Veda. So he behaved in this way so that his father would know that he was unfit for the instruction and he would abandon the attempt to instruct him further. So he was just acting like this so that he will stop instructing. Okay, he would behave in completely opposite way. So he was behaving complete. Although the instructed to wash his hand after evacuating, he would wash them before. Although instructed to wash his hands after evacuating, he would wash them before. Nonetheless, his father wanted to give him Vedic instructions during the spring and summer, but he was continue giving instructions. Okay, his father was trying his level best, because he doesn't know the exact position of Bharat Maharaj. He tried to teach him the Gayatri mantra along with Omkara and okay and Vyahatri, but after 4 months, his father still was not successful in instructing him because Bharat Maharaj was acting. Okay, so let's move to the next sloka, 5.9.6. The Brahmana father of Jadabharata considered his son his heart and soul, and therefore he was very much attached to him. The Brahmana father of Jadabharata considered his son his heart and soul, and therefore he was very much attracted to him. He thought it wise to educate his son properly, and being absorbed in the unsuccessful endeavor, he tried to teach his son, okay, the rules and regulations of brahmacharya, including the execution of Vedic oaths, cleanliness, study of Vedas, the regulative methods, service to the spiritual master, and the methods of offering a fire sacrifice. All this he tried to teach. He tried his best to teach his son in this way, but all his endeavors completely failed. In his heart, he hoped that his son would be a learned scholar, but all his attempts were unsuccessful. So he wants his son to make him as a learned scholar, but he failed to do that because he know what will happen. But to Bharat Maharaj, if he act like if he learn or if he was just behaving like he doesn't know anything, he's not interested to learn because he behave in such a way that he's not capable to learn all that. That is how he was exhibiting. So like everyone, this Brahmana was attached to his home. Like everyone, this Brahmana, his father, attached to his home, and he had forgotten that someday he would die. Death. Death, however, is not forgetting. Even if I forget about my death, but death will never forget me. At a proper time, death will be paid and took him away. So his father left his body. That is what we are seeing in this translation. So let's understand the purport very quickly. So those two attached to the family life. Okay, he's talking about Prabhupada is talking about those two attached to the family who forget the death. Okay, many 99.9999% of the people who forget the death. In the future, to take them away, become attached to and unable to finish their duty as a human beings because we forget, okay, that death will come at some point of time. We are forgetting our duties as human beings. The duty of human life is to solve, okay, his life is to solve all problems of life, but instead people remain attached to the family. See, the duty of human life is to solve all the problems of life, but instead of people remain attached to the family affection duty, what happens? What is it we are doing today? They are so attached to the family affairs and duties. Although they forget about death, death will not forget them. Suddenly, they will be kicked out of the platform of a peaceful family life. Some disease, something will come. Okay, in just a few months, will be kicked out of this particular body because this body is given for a rent. One way forget that he has to die, but death never forgets. We all forget that we live here permanently, but death will never forget us. Death will come and pull us out. Okay, death comes out at any right time, at always at the right time. It comes at a right time. The Brahmana father of Jadabharata wanted to teach his son. Jadabharata wanted to teach his son the process of brahmacharya. Okay, before he leaves, like he wants to teach his son about brahmacharya, but he was very unsuccessful due to his son unwillingness to undergo the process of Vedic advancement. So his son is not learning. So he's a bit worried. He was worried. Jadbharata was simply concerned, okay, with returning home back to Godhead. But what Jadbharata is thinking, he know that all these fruited actions doesn't help. His only motto is going back to Godhead, nothing else. By executing devotional service. Through how he wants to do that? Shravanam, Kirtanam, okay. Shravanam, Kirtana, Vishnu. This is what we have to do. That's all. Nothing else. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. He did not care of Vedic instructions of his father. He did not care. He is very clear, single point of agenda. Do devotional service, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, go back to Krishna. That's it. Single point of agenda in his life. There's so much to learn, Prabhuji's, Mataji's, okay, from the life of Jadabharata. Okay, I was just introspecting. Okay, how many things I am attached right now. Okay, when like how many things I am attached. What is the hope for us? Oh, for me. Okay, so there's so much inspiration from Jadamartha actually. That how one should behave. Okay, of course, when one is fully interested in the service of Lord. Okay, he did not care on Vedic instruction of his father. When one is fully interested in the service of Lord, see, I have put it in a bold color and green. When one is fully interested in the service of Lord, he does not need to follow the regulatory principles, okay, initiated in the Vedas. Of course, for an ordinary man, the Vedic principles are imperative. No one can avoid them. But when one is attained the perfection of devotional service, it is not very important to follow the Vedic principles. Look, Lord Krishna advised Arjuna to ascend to the platform of, okay, Nistra Yojana, the transcendental position above the Vedic principles. Okay, this is very, very tricky. Okay, to understand. Okay, I can give up the remaining things, but I have connected to only with um, Krishna conscious or pure devotional service. So one thing I could think is like how much one is connected to Mahamantra. Okay, how much time we are able to do Mahamantra without any push? Are we able to do? Are we able to do beyond 16 malas? Are we able to do beyond 32 malas? Are you able to do beyond 64 malas? You have the interest for doing, okay, 24 hours the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then I would think that yes, we are in the platform of pure devotional service. Otherwise, no. How much attraction I have to Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Because Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the name and Krishna are not different. So how much we are connected to Mahamantra? Depending upon that, we can see that. Okay, how much I am connected to the devotional service. That is a measurement, at least I could think here. Yeah. So let's go to the sloka which is mentioned, Bhagavad Gita 2.45. Traigunya Vishya, okay, Veda, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna, Nidvando, okay, Nityastatyostho, okay, Niryogam Kshema Atmavan. The Veda mainly deal with the subject of three modes of material nature. The majority of Vedas is talking about these three things. What are those three things? Okay, but we all know what are those three things. Rajogunam, Tamogunam, Sattvagunam. Okay, these things. But what is that we have to do? Okay, we have to rise above the three modes. Be transcendental to all of them. That is what is Krishna is telling. Be rise above to these three modes of nature. Be free from all duties and from all the anxieties. Okay, for the gain in safety and be established in the self. That is what is Krishna is telling. Okay, don't get stuck in these three modes. Okay, go beyond these three modes and be transcendental to all of them. That is the instruction Krishna has given to Arjuna and to all of us. Hare Krishna. Shall I move to the next sloka? Next sloka 5.9.7 doesn't have a proper only translation. Therefore, the Brahmana's younger wife, after enlisting her twin children, the boy and girl, to the elder wife, departed to Patiloka, violently dying with her husband. So his father left his body. Okay. Okay, when the death came, okay, he left his body. And then his second wife, okay, younger wife, she also left, okay, with her husband. Okay, what is that she has done? The boy and girl, she handed over to elder wife to take care. Okay, and she has gone where his pati was there. That is what happened. Okay, in the seventh sloka. Now, two sections we have completed, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Now we are entering into third section where the Jadabartha is completely mistreated by his brothers and his relative. So how they were mistreated, that all we will see in this section. Okay. So the first sloka of this particular section 3, 5.9.8 that we will see. So this also doesn't have translation. It only has, it doesn't have only puppet. Okay, it has only translation. Now, what is the translation? After the father died, the 9 stepbrothers of Jadabharata, who considered Jadabharata is a dull and brainless. Okay, because that is how he is behaving. Abandoned the father's attempt to give Jadabharata the complete education. So because they have seen all this, they thought that like there is no way of teaching this guy Jadabharata because he's not learning. So they gave up the education. Okay, whatever education they have giving from Vedas, they just gave up. So the stepbrothers of Jadabharata were learned in three Vedas. They are learned three Vedas like Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda. They are very good at the Vedas, which are very encouraging fruitive activities. Okay. So they are stuck there at fruitive activities. The 9 brothers were not so spiritually enlightened. They are not at all spiritually enlightened. In devotional service of the Lord, they are not. Consequently, they could not understand the highly exalted position of Jadabharata. If they are devotees, maybe they would have understood. But they are not devotees. They are connected to the fruitive activities, though they have not understood anything out of it. Yeah. So let's move on. So now next sloka we will see what kind of work they are going to give it to Jadabharata. So so degraded men are actually no better than animals. This is 9th and 10th sloka together it is coming, the translation for us. Degraded men are actually no better than animals. See, Prabhupada is telling. And true translation, okay, Vyasdev only telling. This is just true translation, right? Degraded men, okay, degraded men are actually no better than animals. Yeah, the difference is that the animals have 4 legs and such a men have only 2. We have to be very careful. You are getting out of this particular path, devotional service path. Okay, what they are saying, what is that animals are doing? 4 things: eating, sleeping, eating, defending, which we all know that. So, if an ordinary person also does only for those 4, there is no difference between animal and human. Okay. But animal has 4 legs, but human has only 2. So Prabhupada is okay. The Shastra is very strong. Bhagavatam is very clear. Bhagavatam is very, very clear, crystal clear. The two-legged animalistic men used to call Jadabharata. Okay. The two-legged animalistic men were calling, they were doing fruitive actions, they were doing all kinds of work. They are calling Jadabharata mad, dull, deaf, and dumb. They mistreated him. Yeah. And Jadabharata behaved for them like a madman. See, Jadabharata behaved for them like a madman who was deaf, blind, and dull. He did not protest or try to convince them that he was not so. So, if others wanted him to do something, he acted according to their desires. If they want to do some certain, they gave a task, okay, he just do the task. But generally, this is how he behaves. Okay. But when they are treating bad, no, but he doesn't protest. He doesn't say that I'm intelligent, you people are calling me as a deaf dumb. Okay, madman. He doesn't protest. Whatever food, see, this is very important. Whatever food he could acquire by begging or by wages, or whatever comes on its own accord, okay, be it a small quantity, palatable, stale, or tasteless, he would accept and eat. See Hare Krishna Prabhuji's Mataji's, because he has seen 2 previous lives. So how is he eating in this life? Okay, how he is surviving this life? Okay, it's a single point of agenda, Prabhuji's Mataji's. It's a single point of agenda. Okay, he's not focusing on food, whether it is a small quantity, all palatable, or stale or tasteless, doesn't matter. He would accept and eat. He never ate anything for a sense gratification. This is very important. He never ate anything for satisfying his beats, his tongue beats. So is a sense gratification because he was already liberated from a bodily conception, which includes one to accept palatable or unpalatable. Doesn't matter whether it is palatable or unpalatable. So he will just accept it. He was fully in a transcendental consciousness of devotional service, and therefore he was unaffected by the duties of arising from the bodily conception. Actually, his body was strong as a bull's, and his limbs were very muscular. Actually, he was a very strong person. He did not care for a winter or summer. Winter or summer also he doesn't care. He won't request, okay, for थोड़ा clothes दो मेरे को कुछ नहीं पूछते. He don't care for a winter or summer or wind or rain, and he never covered his body at any time. He doesn't cover. He lay on the ground and never smeared oil on his body. He took bath. Okay, he doesn't put oil or he doesn't took bath also because his body was dirty. He's spiritual. See, body like he was not taking bath. What happens? His body becomes what? Dirty. His spiritual explanations and knowledge were covered, completely covered, just as the splendor of a valuable gem. Okay, is covered under it. If a gem, if it is covered under dirt, will you see it? No, you can't see it. So it's just covered. So in the same way, Jadabharata is maintaining. So he was only wore a dirty loincloth. Okay, and he scratched. Thread is completely scratched. Okay, which was blackish. Understanding that he was born in Brahmana family, people would call him as a Brahmana Bandhu because he is not following the Brahmana qualities. No, they were started calling him what Brahmana Bandhu, but actually he is above to Brahmana. He's a pure Vaishnava, being thus insulted and neglected by the materialist people. He wanted him to okay materialistic people. Okay, he wanted okay understanding that he was a born in a Brahmana family. People would call him as Brahmana Bandhu, being thus insulted and neglected by materialistic people. But he wandered here and there. That is what is happening. Let us understand the purport very quickly. Sri Narottama Das Thakura has sung. What is that? One, okay, let us read it. Dehasmati nahi ara, samsara bandhana kahantara. One who has no desire to maintain the body, or who is not anxious to keep the body in order, and who satisfies in any condition must be either mad or liberated. Let us understand this very carefully. One who has no desire to maintain the one who doesn't have a desire to maintain a body, he is not maintaining at all. Who is not anxious to keep the body in order, and who satisfied in one condition must be either a mad or liberated. We can say that fellow is a mad fellow or completely fully liberated. Now here Bharat Maharaj is fully liberated. Actually, Bharat Maharaja in his birth as a Jadabharata was completely liberated from the materialistic duties. He was Paramahamsa and therefore did not care for bodily comfort. He was already at the state of Paramahamsa. That is what Prabhupada is explaining here to us. Okay. Hare Krishna. I'm moving to next sloka, sloka 11. Jadabharata used to work only for food. He was working for only for food. His stepbrothers took advantage of this. They have taken the advantage of this and engaged him in agriculture field, work in exchange of some food. They are asking him to work in agriculture field and they are giving some little food. But actually, he did not know how to work. He doesn't know how to work very well in the field. He did not know where to spread the dirt, where to make the ground level or uneven. Okay, that all he doesn't know. His brothers used to give him a broken rice. See how his brothers were treating him. They were giving him a broken rice, oil cakes. Okay, the chip of rice. Okay, అటుకులు అంటాం కదా. ఓకే వార్మ్ ఈటెన్ గ్రెయిన్స్ అంటే పురుగులు తినేసినాయి కదా కొన్ని బియ్యాన్ని అవి ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళు. అండ్ బర్న్డ్ గ్రెయిన్స్ అంటే మాడిపోయినాయి అన్నం వండిన తర్వాత కింద మాడిపోతాయి కదా గ్రెయిన్స్ దట్ హ్యాస్ స్టక్ ఇన్ ద పాట్. ఓకే, ఆ పాట్ లో ఉండిపోతాయి కదా కొన్ని గింజలు మాడిపోయినాయి. దే యూస్ టు గివ్ దోస్ థింగ్స్ ఇట్ సిమ్స్ బట్ హీ గ్లాడ్లీ యాక్సెప్టెడ్. సీ the situation, he gladly accepted all of them as it were a nectar. See how, like, what is the position of Bharat Maharaj? See, they were offering this kind of thing. He was accepting that as if like it was a nectar. See, he doesn't see anything other than Krishna. That is how I understand. Okay. In anything, he doesn't see anything other than Krishna. Everywhere, in everything, he sees only Krishna. That is what is a pure devotee. He did not hold any grudges and ate all this was very gladly. He doesn't have any grudge saying that they are giving a broken rice, they are giving this kind of rice, they are giving burned grains. Nothing, nothing doing. He is accepting fully, happily, and he doesn't have grudge on anybody. That is a quality of a devotee, a pure devotee. Okay, so let us understand purport. Anybody wants to read the purport? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Anybody wants to read the purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read?
Yeah, yes, Mataji, Nirupam Mataji, please read.
The platform of Paramahamsa is described in Bhagavad Gita 2.15. Samadukha Sukham Dhiram So Mritatvaya Kalpate. When one is callous to all duality, the happiness and distress of this material world, one is fit for Amritatva, eternal life. Bharat Maharaja was determined to finish his business in this material world, and he did not at all care for the world of duality. He was complete in Krishna consciousness and was oblivious to good and evil, happiness and distress. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, 4.176. Dvaite Bhadra Bhadra Gnana Saba Manodharma E Bhala E Manda Saba Brahma. In the material world, conceptions of good and bad are all mental speculations. Therefore, saying this is good and this is bad is all a mistake. One has to understand that in the material world of duality, to think that this is good or that is bad is simply a mental concoction. However, one should not imitate this consciousness. One should actually be situated on the spiritual platform of neutrality. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. Very nice reading. So this is very important, okay, for us to understand very clearly this purport. See, Bharat Maharaj was determined to finish his business in this material world. That is his goal. What is his goal? To finish his business in this world, and did not at all care for the world of the duality. What is there in this duality? What is duality? Shukh Dukh, Papa Punya. All these are there in duality. He's not caring of all this duality. He was complete in the Krishna consciousness. He was complete in Krishna consciousness, oblivious to good and evil, happiness and distress. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in this material world, the conception of good and bad are all mental speculation. Okay, I see good in somebody, I seen bad in somebody. What is that Chaitanya Charitamrita is telling in this Antya? It is all a mental speculation. He's saying. Therefore, saying this is good and this is bad is all a mistake. One has to understand that the material world is duality. To think that this is good or that this is bad are simply a material concatenation. So, as a devotees, we should not judge. We can't afford to judge anybody in this world. We don't know whether a devotees or non-devotees, okay, or even animals. This we are not there to judge here. Okay, we don't know positions of persons. Yeah. So here the most important thing is what he's telling is one should not imitate this consciousness. Whatever the Bharat Maharaj has conscious, no, we should not imitate. This is very important. Sometimes we tend to imitate things, okay, but we should follow the footsteps, okay, not imitating. One should, the very important thing is one should actually be situated in the spiritual form naturally. Once you attain, no, automatically you behave in that way. You'll stop doing other things, karma kanda, automatically, naturally it should happen, okay, not forcefully or not just by acting. Okay, so moving into the next section here, we're entering into the fourth section. That here, this is the very interesting section we are entering in. Dacoits try to sacrifice Jadabharata to Kali. What happens when they try to sacrifice Jadabharata to Kali? That all we will see it now in this section 4. It's very nice, very important section. Now, at this time, being desirous of obtaining a son, a leader of dacoits, okay, who came from Shudra family, wanted to worship goddess Bhadrakali. What is that? They want to goddess Bhadrakali. They are worshipping by offering her a sacrifice dulman who considered no better than animal. What is that they want to do actually? They want to sacrifice a dulman, but he should not be no better than animal, but he only should have two legs. So they were in the process of doing that. So let's understand the purport. Purport. Lower class men such as Sudras worship demigods like a goddess Kali or Bhadrakali or fulfillment of material desires. Here again, Sudra means doesn't mean that like he's talking about caste here, Prabhupada. The purport. So it is the behavior, okay, the mindset he's talking about here. The somebody who is in full of tamogun. That is what is being referred here. To this end, they sometimes kill human beings before the deity. Okay, they generally choose a person who is not very intelligent. In other words, an animal in the shape of man. So they offer such kind of people. That is what he said. Okay, let's move quickly to the next sloka. We have some big puppets as well. So I'm because we do not have much puppets here. So information here. So I'm moving. So the next sloka here. 5.9.13, the leader the leader of the dacoits captured a man already, a man animal for sacrifice, but that fellow got escaped, and leader ordered his followers to find him. Somebody escaped, okay, they already found, but they ran into a different directions but could not find him, okay, whom they want to sacrifice. They could not find that person, wandering here and there. Okay, in the middle of night, covered by dense darkness, they came to a paddy field where they saw the exalted son of a Angira family. Who is that? They have seen Jadabharata, okay, who was sitting in a elevated place, okay, guarding, okay, who is sitting in a elevated place, guarding the fields against the attacks of deer and wild pigs. What is that he was doing? He was working like a security guard. Where? In his brother's agriculture paddy. What is that he was doing? Okay. So he was just protecting that agriculture field, not to attack the pigs, not to attack deers. If they come, they may eat this complete paddy. That is the reason he was just sitting and protecting that field. So his brothers were asking him to do that job. So they came and seen him. So they observed that this fellow also seems like a mad fellow. So they want to mad person. They want to take Bharat Maharaj and give the bali to Kali. So that we will see in the next sloka. Next sloka 5.9.14. The followers and the servants of the dacoits chief considered that Jadabharata to possess the qualities quite suitable for the man animal. And they decided that he was perfect choice for sacrifice. Now they have observing this person. So they decided that this person is also very similar qualities. He is like a man animal. Okay, man animal. Okay, their faces is bright with happiness. Now found a person. Okay, their job is done. So they bound him. Okay, so they knotted him. They bound him with ropes and brought him to a temple of goddess Kali. So just like that, he will not come. No, so they just bound him completely and brought him to the temple of goddess Kali. So this is what they have done. Okay. Now let us understand the purport what Prabhupada has given to all of us. Okay. We'll just quickly read it. In some parts of India, animalistic men are still sacrificed before the goddess Kali. However, such sacrifice is only performed by Sudras and dacoits. So this is what is happening. Okay. Okay. In some parts of the country, Prabhupada was telling. Their business is to plunder the wealthy and become successful in their offer. They offer animalistic men before the goddess Kali. What is a business? They want wealth. They want to become their life successful. So because of that reason, they do these kind of things. It should be noted that they never sacrifice a intelligent man before goddess. Okay. It should be noted. Say it is very clear for them that they should not sacrifice intelligent man. In the body of Brahmana, Bharata Maharaj appeared like a deaf and dumb. Yet he was a most intelligent man in this world. See, Prabhupada, what Prabhupada is telling? Actually, Jada Bharata is a most intelligent person in this planet because he was acting just as if like a very deaf and dumb. Nonetheless, being completely surrendered unto the Supreme Person of the Godhead, he remained in the condition and did not protest being brought before the deity slaughter. Okay, as he was learned from a previous verse, he was very strong. Okay, he was very strong and could have very easily avoided being bound with the ropes. He could have broken those ropes very easily, but he was not done that. So, what does it mean? He takes whatever Krishna gives. That is the most interesting thing. Krishna gives some kind of rice, okay, some stale rice, he will accept. Krishna gives some beatings, he will accept. Krishna gives him to take him to the Kali's temple, he will accept. Okay, see the kind of person could have very easily avoided by being bound with ropes, but he did not do anything. He is simply depending upon Supreme Person of the Godhead. If Krishna want to they want him to kill, let them kill. I am not anyhow, I am not this body. That is the state of Maharaj. Okay. Okay, Supreme Person of the Godhead for his protection. He will take care. Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakur describes the surrender unto the Supreme Lord in this way. What is that? Okay, Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakur is telling, हमारा भी राखो भी यो इच्छा तोहारा नित्य दासा प्रति तुया adhikara. My Lord, I am no surrender unto you. I am your eternal servant. And if you like, you can kill me. If you like, you can protect me. Any case, I am fully surrender unto you. I am surrender unto you. You want to kill me? Okay. And you like, you can kill me? Do that. You like, you can protect me? Protect it. Everything. So that is the state of Bharat Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Moving to the next sloka. Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Mataji's. I hope like at least whoever is um, in Zoom able to follow. I am not doing anything. I am just reading the translations and the purports of Prabhupada. That's all. After this, all the thieves, according to their imaginative rituals, of for killing the animalistic men. Okay, they what is that they have done? They bartered Jadabharata, dressed him with new clothes, decorated him with ornaments befitting an animal, smeared his body with scented oil. They have put all these things and decorated him with a tilaka and sandalwood pulp and garlands. They have given all these things to him because they are going to kill him. No, they are giving bali. Okay, they fed him spontaneously. They fed him. Okay, spontaneously, and then brought him before the goddess Kali, offering her insane lamps, garland, okay, parched grain, newly ground twigs, okay, newly ground twigs, okay, sprouts, fruits, and flowers. They are all offering, okay, to goddess Kali. In this way, they worshipped the deity before killing the man animal. In this way, they worshipped the deity before killing the man animal. And they vibrated songs. They also singing songs and prayers and played drums and bugles. Jadaparasa was then made to sit down before the deity. They asked him to sit over there, and he was sat over there. They was able to kill Jadaparasa. Now let us understand the purport from Prabhupada. In this verse, the word okay, swa vidhina, according to their own ritualistic principles. What is that? According to their own. See, here Prabhupada is very clear. It is not given in Veda. It is according to their own ritualistic principles. It is very significant. According to the Vedic Shastra, everything must be done according to the recreative principles. But here it is stated that the thieves and rogues devise their own process for killing any animalistic man. This is what they are doing. The Tamasic Shastras give instructions for the sacrifice for an animal like a goat or buffalo before the goddess Kali. What is the Shastra is giving? We have Tamasic Shastra is there. Shastra is there for us. Okay, even for Tamasic people, Shastra is there. But what is the instruction is given over there? You may kill animal like a goat or buffalo before the goddess Kali. But there was no mention of killing man in any of the Shastra, even in Tamasic Shastra. However, dull he may be. This process was manufactured by the dacoits themselves. What is these dacoits have done? They created this. They manufactured by themselves. It is not there in any Shastra. Even in Tamasic Shastra, it is not there. To kill a man. Therefore, the word Swavidhana used means it is mentioned saying that it is their own interpretation that they want to kill this a man. Even at this time, okay, there are many sacrifices being conducted without reference to the Vedic scriptures. These days, there are many sacrifices are going without mentioning of Vedic scriptures. For instance, in Calcutta, Prabhupada is explaining here recently, slaughterhouse was brought, advertised it seems, as a temple of goddess Kali. Meat it is foolishly purchased, meat from such shops. They were saying that this is prasad. Okay, meat it is foolishly purchased meat from the such shops, thinking that it was different from ordinary meat and taking it to be prasada as goddess Kali. See, these kind of shops they are putting in Calcutta. There must be more shops now. The sacrifice of goat or similar animal before the goddess Kali is mentioned as in Shastras. See here, why it is mentioned here, Prabhupada is very clearly mentioning, which we need to understand this. The sacrifice of a goat or a similar animal before the goddess Kali is mentioned in Shastra just to keep the people from eating slaughterhouse meat. Okay, Shastras, okay, don't want us to eat the meat from a slaughter meat and becoming responsible for the killing of the animals. Okay, formally, whatever Shastra is mentioned, do that process. That is what is being told. Really, you can't avoid. Okay, you are so hankering. So do that karma kanda and take that. Okay, meat. That is what is mentioned. But now what is happening is the people are eating everything from slaughterhouses. The conditioned soul has natural tendency. See, here it is saying the conditional soul has a natural tendency towards sex and meat eating. That is a problem. What is the tendency? Is sex and meat eating. Consequently, the Shastras grant them some consciousness. Shastras give some consciousness as well. Actually, the Shastras aim to putting an end to these abnormal activities. These abominable activities, they want to put an end to this meat eating. But they impart some regulatory principles. They brought, because we can't avoid it, they brought some regulatory principles so that gradually meat eaters and sex hunters will be rectified. So we brought some regulations. What is that? Marriage is a regulation for a man and woman. Okay. For this sex life. Okay. And even for this meat eating, okay, there is a regulations. Okay. Offer it to Kali. But you have to chant these mantras so that that animal get a okay human life. This is regulation is there. Okay. Because you're not able to completely avoid it. Okay. So they were trying to regulate it. Okay. Hare Krishna. So next sloka translation 5.16. At this time, one of the thieves acting as a chief priest, one is a chief is there in that, was ready to offer the blood of Jadabharata, whom they imagined to be an animal man, okay, to the goddess Kali to drink as a liquor. He therefore took up a very fearsome sword. Can't imagine this. He took a very fearsome sword, which was very sharp and okay, consecrating it by mantra of Bhadrakali, raised it to kill Jadaparata. They was trying to kill Jadaparata, something like this. So now let us see what happens in the next sloka. I think 835. Just try to complete in this section 5 with I think 4 slokas are there. Mataji, hope that is fine, Mataji. Nirpama Mataji. Sorry. Um, Shilpa Mataji, hope that is fine. 835. I'll try to complete these slokas 17 to 20. This section talks about Kali protects Jadabharata. What happens in this time? Kali came out of the deity and how she protected Jadabharata and kills the Tokas. That is what we will see in this section. This is very interesting section. Okay. Let's try to read this very quickly. All the rogues and the thieves who had made arrangements for the worship of goddess Kali were low-minded and bounded, okay, bounded to the mode of passionate ignorance. They were overpowered by the desire to become very rich. What is ultimate their goal? They want to become rich. That's all. Therefore, they had, okay, audacity to disobey the injunction of Vedas so much so they were prepared to kill Jadabharata, a self-raised soul born in a Brahman family. Due to their envy, okay, these dacoits brought him before the goddess Kali for sacrifice. Such a people are always addicted to the envious activities, and therefore they dared to try to kill Jadabharata. They were trying to kill Jadabharata. Jadabharata was the best friend of all living entities. Who was he? He was the best friend of all living entities. He was no one's enemy, and he was always absorbed in the meditation of Supreme Person of the Godhead. He was born as a good Brahmana father, and killing him was forbidden, even though he might have been an enemy or aggressive person. Even if he was an enemy or aggressive person, because he took a birth in a Brahmin family, there's no of killing such kind of person. It's completely forbidden. In any case, there was no reason to kill Jadabharata, actually speaking. Correct? Okay, okay, and the goddess Kali could not bear this. She could not tolerate now anymore. She could not tolerate. She was a pure devotee. So they were trying to kill that pure devotee. Do you think Kali was a devotee? She was a pure devotee of Krishna. Do you think she will tolerate killing another uh, pure devotee? No, she will not tolerate that. She could immediately understand that these sinful dacoits were about to kill the great devotee of the Lord. Suddenly, the deity's body burst. What happened? Suddenly, the deity's body burst asunder, and the goddess Kali personally emerged from the body, from in the body, burning with an intense and intolerable effulgence. Okay, she came out. Okay, in the body of burning with intense and intolerable effulgence. Effulgence is intolerable, so much light. She came out of that deity. Okay, from the Kali deity. That is what happened suddenly, just before they tried to kill Jadabharata. See, what is that he's telling here? Okay, according to the Vedic injunctions, the only aggregator can be killed. If a person comes with a intent to kill, one can immediately take action and kill in self-defense. If somebody is trying to kill me, I can kill in self-defense. It is there, it seems, in Shastra. That is what he's telling. It is also stated that one can be killed if he comes to set fire to the home or pollute the kidnapper on one's wife. If one is trying to kidnap one's wife, this person can kill. Okay, or pollute. If somebody is trying to pollute the water, we can kill. Okay, if somebody is putting a fire on a house, we can kill. That is, it is Shastra is allowed. Lord Ramchandra killed the entire family of Ravana because Ravana kidnapped his wife Sita. However, killing is not sanctioned in the Shastras for any other purposes. In this is the only purposes. You can do that. You can self-defense is fine. The killing of animals in sacrifice to the demigods who are expansions of Supreme Person of the Godhead is sanctioned for those who eat meat. Okay. See here, it is very clear. Prabhupada is telling the killing of animals in sacrifice of demigods who are expansions of Supreme Person of the Godhead sanctioned in those who can eat meat. This is the kind of restriction for meat eating. You can't stop eating meat, so but you have to offer to okay the expansions of Supreme Person of the Godhead. The slaughter of animals is restricted by certain rules and regulations in Vedas, but we don't know how to even offer. That Veda is not there. So, considering these points, there was no reason to kill Jadabharata, who was born in a respectable, highly exalted Brahmana family. He was God restored and was well wishes to all the living entities. The Vedas did not sanction the killing of Jadabharata by relatives. Consequently, the goddess Bhadrakali emerged from the deity to give the protection to the Lord's devotee. That is what happened. So to give the protection to Jadabharata, she came out of the deity. See, Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura explains that due to the Brahmana effulgence, okay, actually the Brahmana effulgence was such a devotee of Jadabharata, the deity was fractured. Deity got actually fractured. Only the thieves and rogues in the modes of passion and ignorance and and maddened by the materialistic opulence, offer a man in sacrifice before the goddess Kali. This is not sanctioned by the Vedic instructions. Presently, there are many hundreds and thousands of slaughterhouses, okay, throughout the world that are maintained by a puffed up population mad for a material opulence. Such activities are never supported by the Bhagavata school. That is what he's telling. Now let's move to the sloka 18. Okay. Now, I think, let me see. Okay, we have only 3 slokas. Let us read it quickly. Anybody wants to read this translation? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, I'll try to.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Please go. Please, Prabhu.
Give me 1 second, bro.
No problem, Prabhu. No problem.
Yeah, just. Yes, bro. Yeah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Intolerant of offenses committed, the infuriated goddess Kali flashed her eyes and displayed her fierce curved teeth. Her reddish eyes glowed and she displayed her fearsome features. She assumed a frightening body as if she were prepared to destroy the entire creation. Leaping violently from the altar, she immediately decapitated all the rogues and thieves with the very sword with which they had intended to kill Jadabhadrata. She then began to drink the hot blood that flowed from the necks of beheaded rogues and thieves as if the blood were liquor. Indeed, she drank these intoxicant and her associates who were witches and female demons. Becoming intoxicated with this blood, they all began to sing very loudly and dance as though prepared to annihilate the entire universe. At the same time, they began to play with the heads of the rogues and thieves, tossing them about as if they were balls.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
much.
Thank you very much,
Purpose.
Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. First, let us discuss and then we'll move to Papa. See what happened here. So she came out. See how she was? She was with frightening body and she was prepared to destroy the entire creation. She was with that level of energy. And she, what is that? She took that same sword and killed everybody. Okay, all the dacoits. And she began to drink the hot blood flowed from the necks of beheaded rogues and thieves. That is what she has done. Okay, she drank this intoxicant, okay, with her associates. She not came alone, she came with her associates, who were witches and female demons. Okay, becoming intoxicated with this blood, they began they started singing very loudly and danced. Okay, through prepared to annihilate this entire, as if like they're going to take this, annihilate the entire universe. In that way, it's the entire atmosphere was so horrible. At the same time, they began to play. They were playing. Okay, the decoys body is there. No, they just remove the heads. No, they started playing with the heads like a balls, throwing the balls. It's such a horrible environment over there. See, goddess Kali was not at all happy with the decoys because they were trying to kill Jadabharta, who is a pure devotee, and Kali is also a pure devotee. Purport. It is evident from this verse that the devotee of goddess Kali are not at all favored by her. It is goddess Kali work to kill and punish the demons. Goddess Kali Durga engages in decapitating. Goddess Kali Durga engages in decapitating many demons, okay, dacoits and other unwanted enemies in society. Neglecting Krishna consciousness, foolish people try to satisfy the goddess by offering her many abnormal things. But ultimately, when there is a little discrepancy in this worship, the goddess punishes the worshipper by taking his life. What is that she do? If any single small mistake happens, this is what happens. Okay, whoever is doing the worship, the punishment takes place because they are doing karma kanda for fruitive actions. Demonic people worship goddess Kali to obtain some material benefit. Okay, what is these people, demonic people, do? Worship goddess Kali to obtain some material benefits, but they are not executed of the sins performed in the name of worship. To sacrifice a man or animal before the deity is specifically forbidden. To sacrifice a man or animal before the deity is specifically forbidden. The next sloka 5.19. When a envious person commits an offense before a great personality, he is always punished in the way mentioned above. See here, when an envious person commits an offense before a great personality, he is always punished in this way as mentioned above. So we all have to be very careful. We should never do that. Committing offenses is a great offense actually. We cannot do that. Cannot afford to do that. So the last puppet 5.9.20. Here Sukadeva Goswami said to Maharaj Parikshit. This is very important sloka. We have to be very carefully understand this sloka and puppet. Okay. O Vishnu Datta. O Vishnu Datta. Those who already know that the soul is separate from the body, those who already know the soul is separate from the body, who are liberated from the invincible knot in the heart, who are always engaged in the welfare activities for all the living entities, and who never contemplate harming anyone, are always protected by the Supreme Person of the Godhead, who carries his disc. That is what is Sudarshan Chakra, and acts as a supreme time to kill the demons and protect his devotees. The devotees always take the shelter of lotus feet of Lord. What is the devotees do? Always take the shelter of lotus feet of Lord. Therefore, all the times, even if threatened by a decapitation, they remain unagitated. For them, this is not at all wonderful. So this is very important points are there in purport. Let us read it, understand very quickly and carefully. There are some great qualities of pure devotees of the Supreme Person of the Godhead. There are some great qualities Prabhupada is explaining of a pure devotees. What are those qualities? They are firmly convinced of his spiritual identity. They are very clearly know that what is their spiritual identity. So once we become his pure devotee, we are clearly know what is my spiritual identity. He never identifies with his body. Okay, pure devotee never identifies with his body. It's very important. When a pure devotee, he or she firmly convinced that the spirit soul is different from the body. The spirit soul is very clearly different from this body. Okay. Consequently, a pure devotee fears for nothing, because anybody can do what? Anybody can do only with this material body. But I'm not this material body. So where is the fear? Even though in his life, okay, even though his life may be threatened, he is not at all afraid. See what? Even if his life, a devotee, a pure devotee, if his life is threatened, he is not afraid, because he has all these qualities, exactly like a Bharat Maharaj. He does not even treat an enemy like an enemy. He doesn't treat enemy like enemy. He doesn't have enemies. Okay, such are the qualifications of a pure devotees. So we need to remember all these things. Devotees are always fully dependent on the Supreme Person of the Godhead, and the Lord always eager to give them all protection in all circumstances. They are very clearly know that Supreme Person of Godhead will give the always eager to give them all the protection in all circumstances. They are very clearly aware of that. So thus the end of Bhakti Vedanta purpose of 5th canto 9th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Supreme Character of Jadabharata. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. So these are great qualities. So that is the reason I just highlighted in green color. Hare Krishna, I stopped sharing so we can discuss in case of any questions. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Matajis. I'm extremely sorry if I have done any mistakes. That is just purely because of my my current situation. Okay, I'm very headstrong person. Because of that, like I would have said something wrong. If anything good, is all because of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Okay, the puppets of Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Any credit comes, it all goes to so Parampara Sri Lilananda Prabhu, His Grace Lilananda Prabhu, His Grace Bal Govind Prabhu. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandava
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have one doubt. Like you said, right, we have to follow all karma kandis like Pitram Saptim. But I heard in some lecture, it's told if we are totally dependent on Krishna, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, what happened, Prabhuji? If devotees are doing like this only, then if we ask the materialist person to come to satsang, right, and we'll say, then they will say, see, you are also doing that one, and if whatever we are doing, see, God is asking us to do that one, so we are
Mm.
doing our duty.
Mm.
So it could be, yes, we have to do, we know that, but
Mm.
being a devotee, we can understand.
Mm.
But how we can make understand the non-devotees?
How we can make them understand the non-devotees?
Yeah, see, one side we are
What?
saying we are totally dependent on Krishna. Krishna is protecting, and what
Ah.
Krishna says we have to do. But again, we are doing all this. We are also following this, the ritualistic. What are the materialist person are doing?
Sure, sure. Okay, I will just give my points and then I will ask very senior devotees are there here like Akinchan Prabhu, Nirupama Mataji, and Sunil Sachdev Prabhu, see Giriraj Prabhu. I'll ask also them to comment. I'll just give my input, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhuji, Praveen Prabhuji. It has multiple ways of seeing this particular thing, Prabhu. When I am doing sacrifices or I am doing it for karma kanda for my father. Actually, it is coming next month for my mother. Okay, yesterday my father's monthly tithi was did. So what I have to do, what is my perspective of doing it is I am showing gratitude for my father. I am showing a gratitude my father. I am showing gratitude for my mother. That is the way. Okay, what is it I'm doing in that? What is it actually? If you see the karma kanda or the kanda, okay, actually, if you see that entire process, no, first we do the Ganapati puja, okay, and then what is it we do? And then there are so many slokas. And what is it we are doing? Actually, we are offering till to our mother, our father, our forefathers. That is just a gratitude we are showing them. So who has given all the material to show that gratitude to our father and mother? Krishna. So Krishna is there everywhere. So Krishna is there in starting, Krishna is there in middle, Krishna is there at the end also. Okay. Who has given these mantras to us? Krishna. Who has sent that Brahmana? Krishna. Who has made me to show that gratitude? Krishna. So I am seeing Krishna. But by seeing Krishna everywhere, I am showing my gratitude to my father and mother. So what is wrong with it? Now,
Yeah, Prabhuji,
I'll come, I'll come, I'll
sorry,
come to
sorry
that
to
point.
interrupt you, Prabhuji. Sorry to interrupt you. If we are saying Krishna is giving, it means we didn't surrender fully to Krishna. So that's why we are doing. We see, we are not
I
worshipping
will come to that
Ganesha.
point, Prabhuji. I am coming to that point. This is only one part I explained, Prabhuji. Okay. I am coming to the second part. I will ask very senior Prabhuji's Mataji is there. I will also ask them to comment. Okay. This is very sensitive subject. Okay. Now I am coming to the second part. Now, as a person, first of all, am I devotee? Okay. First of all, I have to question myself. I'm only questioning my point. Now here in the last slide, what is that mentioned here? Firmly convinced is spiritual identity. Am I got to know the spiritual identity? Okay. He never identified with his body. Am I completely not with identified with my body? Firmly convinced that the spirit soul is different from the body. All these points which I have mentioned, Prabhuji. Now, I will just tell one point. Okay. At one sloka, I will just go back to that sloka. Okay. Where, okay, second sloka, it is mentioned that Srila Niruttama Das Thakura, okay. Or one second, I'll just go there. Just go to that. He's very clearly mentioned. I am getting away, he said. Please. One who has no desire to maintain the body, who has not anxious to keep the body in order to satisfy the condition must be liberate. No, not that one. One second. Just give me a sec. Give me a sec. Okay, I will not able to find it, but it is there actually. Okay. See what Narottama Das Thakura or okay, somebody is saying, Acharya was saying here, he is not interested to do anything. Apart from there, go there and chant 24 hours. What is the state, Prabhu? Not interested to do any activity. apart from doing and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He will just go and sit under a tree and chant, not interested to do any karma kanda. And is that happening forcefully? It is so natural to him. Means, okay, that Acharya was doing 16 malas, 32, 64, 128, 192. It's just, there is no count at all. He was doing continuously 24 hours, not interested. So naturally he has taken that path, Prabhuji. Yeah, in that place, you don't need to do anything else. It so happened so natural for him. Yeah. So in my understanding, okay, whatever you are doing for Pitra Karma, for mother and father, okay, that is basically just showing a gratitude for them. That is what I interpret. But I may stop doing if I am reached that state where I am doing Harinam 24 hours, completely exact, completely absorbed in that state. Okay. That time I may think, I don't know. That situation, I'm not in this world actually that time. I'm completely in a spiritual world that time, not in this material world. That has to taken so naturally, Prabhuji. Yeah. That is the answer I could think of, Prabhuji. Okay, two
No, no
parts.
problem.
Yeah,
Yes,
two
Prabhuji.
parts I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
seen. So
wonderful,
I
Prabhuji.
will
I
ask
understand that
others
one.
to comment. Okay, Giriraj Prabhuji is there here, and Shilpa Mataji, Sunil Sachdev Prabhu is there, Satya Prabhu is there, and Srivali Mataji also there here. Akhichen Play Prabhu is there. Okay, Prashanti Mataji is there. I will ask them to
Prabhuji,
also. Usha Mataji is there. Okay, I'll
yeah,
ask them to comment as well. Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
yeah, Prabhuji, I understand that one. See, this question can come because yesterday one devotee came. He is Buddhist, the follower of the Buddhism. Okay, when we were discussing Gita, he was sitting the first time he came,
Ah,
and he was listening at the end of this one. He's just asking so many questions.
ah,
He was so from that one, right? What Buddha said, right?
hmm,
He's doing the natural grastas work only, but he has so firm faith on Buddha.
hmm,
So that's why I'm saying, see, somewhere Sanatani we are following, we are surrendered to Krishna, but still we are. I'm thinking for myself also.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
Still we are thinking, okay, yeah, we have to do this also. We have to do this also. It means we don't have the firm faith on Krishna,
Agree.
right?
But
And
naturally,
second,
are we doing 24 hours? Okay, even in dream, at least that much connecting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra do we have? That is the question, Prabhuji. Yeah,
Prabhuji,
yeah,
see,
yeah.
whatever
Proceed.
we are doing, Gresta, right? Whatever, I'm just thinking, it's
Yes,
my opinion. Whatever
yes.
we are doing, right? If we just follow, like, if we have some faith on Krishna, right? Whatever we are doing, and we are doing our duty also as a Gresta, right? So somewhere, I think we are not that full faith. Somewhere, that is my opinion. That's why other people in other who is worshiping Buddhism or this Muslim, right? They have so much firm faith.
Mm.
It's very difficult to to make them understand, okay, this one, that one. So
Mm.
that's why I this question asked.
Yeah.
Even
See,
I'm also doing
everything.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, I understand, Prabhuji. What only the my point answer is naturally all these things has to go away. Okay, naturally, so that y- you are completely absorbed in Mahamantra. You are completely connected, absorbed in Hare Krishna Mahamantra, connected to Krishna, Guru, Gauranga. Then automatically these will not come. Prabhuji, you don't even remember anything. Yeah. Okay, Prabhu. So Giraj
Oh,
Prabhu or any Prabhuji Mataji wants to comment. Feel free to comment, please. Hare Krishna. This is very sensitive
Thank you very much,
subject.
Prabhuji, Prasad Prabhuji, Praveen Prabhu. Wonderful, wonderful question and conversation. So in the process of Krishna consciousness, of course, we see encounter different people, and they bombard with different questions because they come up with different background, and we are practicing since few years in the right way. You know, they read different things and they add their own way. It's not a proper thing to understand how to approach, how to deal with these people. We have to say that we are practicing under the Guru Parampara. This is Krishna himself who has given this knowledge in a Guru Parampara systemic way. Even itself, Bhagavad Gita and is given to Arjuna because Arjuna is a properly situated guy. If you want to understand Krishna and all these topics, you have to have a certain mode, certain understanding. Not I do myself reading. I do myself understanding. I read different lectures. I read. I heard. I'm going through different lectures, etc. And I will learn my thing. That's not the correct way. But we have to do. It's a very sensitive thing to do. We have to, nicely, friendly. This is what we are practicing. This is what we are doing. This is what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. As we are followers of, Bhagavad Gita culture. So this is what Krishna says. That way we have to tell them. Of course, they won't convince in a one single day, but we have to approach nicely, friendly. Yeah, you have wonderful questions. First we have to come in their um, mindset. Yeah, you have wonderful questions. Yes, that's very good. But this is what ultimately we have to understand in a systematic way, and Krishna himself shown to that. You know, Shri Krishna has given this knowledge very long back. We have to quote that verse also. So we are followers of parampara dharma, parampara system. That way, the knowledge is going to be perfect. Even Buddha is Krishna himself, right? Krishna is one of the incarnations of Supreme Lord, and we have to say that different incarnations of Supreme Lord, variety of incarnations there, Yuga Avatara, Leela Avatara, Manvantara Avatara, Purusha Avatara. How can we know this? When we situated properly in the parampara. So we have to tell that perspective, mood, and context. We need to understand. And we have to deal with these people very nicely, friendly, so that, this Prabhuji is listening, whatever I have, very nice. That way we can attract it. That way we can deal with these people. Not, negative, I mean, yes, that person's background is different, but we have to deal nicely. Wonderful discussion, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. I just want to share on this topic. Very good.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Giraj Prabhuji. Thank you, Prasad Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji, just wanted to add a couple of points here. See, in the faith, Praveen Prabhu just now mentioned that they have very strong faith. Like some like Muslims and Buddhists, they will have strong faith. But in Bhagavad Gita also it is mentioned that some people will have strong faith, but in a wrong direction. See, you can take an example like a person in a dark room. He can touch a rope and he can think that it's a snake,
Mm.
and he'll have a strong faith that it's a snake, and he continue to believe that it's a snake, because he's already in the darkness. But once he lights once he puts light in that room, then he will realize, it's not a rope, it's not a snake, it's a rope. So we can say that those who are actually believing that they may be in the darkness.
Mm. Mm.
So they may have strong faith in that, because they are already in the darkness. They may have strong faith. It's a snake. It's going to bite me. So I had to follow some instructions. But once we come out of that darkness and come to light, then they'll realize, maybe they are not following the correct path. So that is one thing, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Satya Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, any questions or points you want to share? Prabhuji's Mataji's.
Prabhuji, one more thing. I think here in one of the translation, I don't know, it's a translation I just heard. Like it is mentioned that less intelligent people will worship Durga.
Hmm.
So that may be taken very, for those neophyte devotees,
Hmm.
like, who are early coming to Krishna conscious, they may take it very offensively, right?
Yeah. It's a purport, I guess, Prabhu.
Yeah. So
that is true, but like
we
we
have
have
to
to
be.
deal very sensitively. That's
That's
all.
what when we translate, when you are explaining those statements, I think
Yeah.
we have to be very careful. Why is somebody, like a level of Prabhupada saying that those who are worshipping Durga are very less intelligent.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any more points? Mataji, anybody? Usha Mataji, Shilpa Mataji, Prashanti Mataji, Shrivalli Mataji, Sunil Prabhu. Any comments? Akinjan Priya Prabhu.
No questions, Prabhuji. As of now, it's a really wonderful class, as usual. So I heard each and every point. It's very nice. It's touching the thing. Thank you so much for the class. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It's all just translations purpose of Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat
Dandavat
pranam. Hare Krishna.
pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Dandavat.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat
Thank you.
pranam.
Dandavat.
Krishna Dhamma. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhu. Viraj. Thank you, Prabhu.